Welcome to the shop. I have the Arrows P-51 in the 850 millimeter size. It's a little plane. Assembly went super fast, 6 screws putting this whole thing together. It's a 3S system. It's a brand new system from Arrows, so they did add lights and some scale features, which, it's nice. Performance, though, is everything. So we're going to take this thing up and fly it. But first, in the video, I go through what I normally do. I'm going to talk about the parts, going to do the assembly, highlight some things that I did during the assembly that you might want to take advantage of. Maiden, tune it, fly it some more, give you my settings, come back to the shop. We'll summarize who's this plane for. What are all the pieces and parts about? Like, for example, the Fly Sky radio. This isn't ready to fly. It comes with a radio already installed, receiver, already bound to the transmitter. I've got some opinions about that I'll share with you. So, like these videos, hit that like button. It just helps me out, helps the algorithms, and it's something that I appreciate. So, stick around. All right, we've got the Arrows Hobby P-51. This is the 850 millimeter size, so pretty small. Little 3S batteries, 1300s. This is the ready to fly version, so it comes with battery, charger, and Fly Sky transmitter. Used that before on one of the FMS Rangers. This kit, as far as the graphics on it, or as far as decals, placement, quality, paint, really sharp. I mean, it looks really good. I was impressed with it's clear it's a new model. So they've spent some time designing a new model, putting in lights and such. I'm pretty simple. All screw together construction. I'm going to fly it, see, obviously I like to do touch and go, so flying it with the wheels, or how does it fly without? We'll test all that, but first, let's get this thing assembled. First thing, we've got the horizontal stabilizer. Looks like it just kind of rocks into place there. Make sure it's even. And we've got some screws that go in that hole. This could possibly be one of the easiest builds ever. Let's see, this wing here. And we have... Tricky part could be just connecting everything and cleaning up what's going on in the inside of this thing, because as I lifted the canopy before, there's a lot going on in there. So feeding the aileron and LED lines through here, coming out down here, getting those installed. Not that it's a big deal, but there's just a couple steps involved, and just to get everything cleaned. Okay. Those are good. Slides in place pretty easy. Next one. Same thing. Get those wires through. Feed them in. Slides right in place. There we go. Put a couple screws in. We got 4 screws, I think. 4 screws in the wings, 2 screws in the tail, and assembled. Wow, that was quick. Got everything plugged in. The 2 ailerons and LEDs that are coming out of the wings come into here, and they plug into this, all these little, it's a 4-way, basically. It's not a Y cable, it's a double Y cable, and all goes into this same connector right here. The LEDs just need power. The ailerons obviously, will work fine, just like a Y cable, but you need to get those LEDs going, so that's what they did. Receivers tucked back here. This is the ready to fly. So those cables coming out of the vector stabilization system have been plugged into the receiver back there. If you get the plug and play, you're going to have these cables here that are well marked that would go into your receiver in the appropriate slots. So now I want to just clean this up a little bit, because this battery tray slides in and out and right now there's a big mess. So I'm going to probably even put a thing of foam to cover this up to make sure nothing catches. Just keep it nice and clean. So we'll see what I end up doing there. Get that set up, get the radio set up, make sure it's, I mean, pretty easy setup on this Fly Sky. It has a reverse, and that's about it. You'll have the switch for your optimization, gyro, and the sticks are a little crude. Not an ideal, but this is your first plane. Don't want to invest in a transmitter. It'll work. So let me finish up a few things, and then we'll do a final on the assembly, and then we'll go fly. She is ready to go. A couple things to note. One, I think generally the assembly went together super simple. It was done in no time at all. For me, the part that was a bit of a pain was cleaning up this whole area here. So you can see, put in some foam, got that tacked in with a glue, foam tack. This is the tray. Kind of a neat system. It doesn't come out. So you put it in. These straps, there's a strap there, a strap here, pain in the butt. I hate these straps. I wish they were outlawed. But I cut a lot of it off so it actually worked, and we'll just go with the Velcro. Heck with it. That 1300 battery right in the front, pushed all the way forward. I can get it to go. All the way forward, gets the CG right. CG marks are here, but I flipped it over upside down and grabbed about right there, and it was pretty good on the CG as far as a starting point. Biggest issue I have is the radio system on these things. Not a huge fan of Fly Sky. 2 reasons. One, I can't dial down the rates. I can't add expo. Can't really do a whole lot with that radio. The other is there's no throttle cut, which I think is a safety issue, and oh well, can't do that. I wish they would program it somehow into these radios for everybody, especially for beginners, so they don't get hurt. So that's my take on it. I'm going to fly it with this system, but then I'm going to switch over probably to a Spectrum or a DSMX type receiver so I can have rates, dial in some expo, and have a throttle cut. So we'll see how that goes. Initial tests on power, holy cow, this thing's gonna smoke. It's got more than enough power on 3S. It'll be a fun plane to fly. So hope to get this up in the air soon. All right, installation of the landing gear is pretty simple. Follow the instructions in the manual, slide it in. They just slide right in and pop in place. Not a big deal. As far as the propeller and spinner, same kind of thing. Follow the manual. It's very simple. No troubles there. Okay. Our field a week and a half ago was completely underwater. Right, you can see the pavilion there, the water line on our pavilion. This whole area was underwater about 10 feet, so it's pretty rough. This is the first time I'm getting a chance to get out and do some flying, and I'm gonna maiden this guy. Let's see what she does. All right, did a range test, looked fine. Let's get her up and do a kind of go through the process, try to get her trimmed up. This is okay. What I'm trying to do here is get a good maiden flight. So in order to do that, I decided to stay with my Spectrum system instead of go with the Fly Sky. Let's see. Let's get her trimmed up. A little up. Yeah, flying pretty good. Need to tone down the rates on the aileron. Little all around, I think could use a little rate
change. Let's get her sorted out first before I get too carried away.
Time remaining 3 minutes.
Keep her in close. Pretty good. I mean, got a little wind here at the club right now, down here in the field, but for the most part, not bad. So what I would do on this plane for right now is tone down the rates.
Time remaining 2 minutes.
Inverted's good. Let's do a stall. Go into the wind, and she's a zippy little thing. Let's see, let's do a little stall test. And let's try that again. Up elevator. Yeah, she drops a little bit, not too bad. With the way the dirt is all over the runway, it's going to be challenging. Let's bring her in for a little landing and check things out. Some slow flybys.
1 minute.
Got a 1300 in her, and got an alarm on it. So far, the alarm's not chirping away. Not overly smooth, but I'm I'm trying to do anything I can on this field. It is rough. Okay, that wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad. Got the gyro kicked on, little 4-channel radio or receiver. Not too shabby. Let's take a look. Okay, I'm gonna try to dodge that gigantic chunk of dirt. That's a big dirt clod. Plenty of power.
Time remaining 3 minutes.
Good maneuverability. I mean, for crying out loud, for a plane that's this low cost, great looks. You don't like the gears hanging down, rip them off. Well, not rip them off, just unsnap them. Land in the grass. Now you can't remove the tail wheel, but that's okay. I can live with that. it is super maneuverable. I mean, it flies in a tight spot without any issue. It's impressive from that standpoint, right? It's got the lights, it's got good looks, it's affordable, it flies well. I mean, not difficult to land. And this place is just dodging the dirt balls on my field, but I don't think it's going to do grass ops unless you're flying off of a well manicured fairway.
Time remaining 1 minute.
Okay. Landing. Dang it. I just, depth perception. I'll blame everything. I'm getting a smooth landing there. I'm just dropping out of this guy. And good golly. You ruts on the runway. All right. I would say she is tuned up well. A fun airplane. Flies well. I mean, I can't find anything that I don't like about this plane.
Let me summarize here. So, a couple things. One is the assembly went together very simply. The quality of the plane is good. It comes with a big decal sheet, water slide decals that you could put on all over wherever you want to just give it more details. So it has some nice features like that. As far as the quality of the foam, the lights and all that, I think that's a thumbs up. The way they designed the internals and the battery tray, I think the battery tray system is very good. I like the way they did that to get that center of gravity up forward. Very well done. Who is this plane for? I will say it is not a beginner plane. That ready to fly system does not mean it's a beginner plane. It will be, you got to tone it down a little bit if you get that ready to fly, meaning mechanically you're going to have to adjust all the control surfaces so they really minimal throw because you don't have expo. My system I had set up, I had kind of the higher throws per manual, but I also upped the expo on it because I'm a bit of a spaz, and this plane will turn on a dime. So from a standpoint, again, getting back to who is this plane for? This plane is for somebody who knows how to fly, who's okay with the speed of this plane and the maneuverability. Yes, you can slow down and cruise around fine with it, but this is not a first plane. This is a plane that I would say maybe a second plane, but boy, I would say you really need to make sure you've got your act together with your trainer and you're used to flying some aerobatics with that trainer. So that's my take on this plane. It's a thumbs up for if you want a small plane. Small scale looking, cool warbird. If you're interested in the plane, a link is in the description below, along with a $10 discount code. And that $10 discount code works for everything at Hobby Zone. Whatever you wanted to buy, $10, and knock yourself out. If you have any questions, leave a comment. Appreciate that. If you like this video, give a thumbs up. Hit that like button. It really does help my channel out. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.